I am now creating weekly exclusive content for Patreon, so if you are interested in that, go check out the link down below. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another player review. It is the day of the Team of the Season League SBC reviews. So we've already done Gossens, however you say that guy's name. He is on the channel already. Go check that out if you're interested. Up next, though, is going to be Totssf Dembele. Of course, now plies his trade in China. The Belgian CM has been pretty decent throughout FIFA. Not this year necessarily, but in general. He's always been one of those sort of very well-rounded players, and this card is absolutely no exception whatsoever. 4-star skills, 3-star weak foot, medium work rates, and he has a high and average body type, and just left-footed. Just a little side note, fun fact, not really that fun, but I thought I'd mention it anyway. All 3 of the cards dropped yesterday, left-footed. Not that that means anything, but I looked at it. I was like, oh, what foot is he? Oh, he's left-footed. What foot is he? Oh, he's left-footed. And it's like, oh no, another one. They're all 3 of them are left-footed. Anyway, 85 acceleration, 87 sprint speed. The shooting is not great. 81 positioning, 92 shot power, which is nice, but then only 80 long shots, 85 volleys, and only 75 finishing. He does score a couple of goals, which is nice to see, but I don't think you can really rely on it. I wouldn't even say it's inconsistent. It's just not reliable. But then, realistically, you're not going to be lashing them at goal from 40 yards. You're not going to be in on goal very often with him unless you decide to play him as a cam. And then in which case, you're going to need to either boost it up or just rethink in general, really. 99 short passing, 94 vision. He does have 93 long passing as well. His range of passing is very good. You'll see evidence of that with the odd cross-field pass and whatnot. The dribbling across the board is pretty decent, especially the bottom 3 stats. You've got 94 ball control, 95 dribbling, 96 composure, 86 reactions, 81 balance, 86 agility. Those 3 are sort of mid-80s. They're not the best, but they could be worse. And for someone who's likely to be more sort of a CDM or a box-to-box midfielder, that's not too bad. And of course, the ball control dribbling is really good. Defensive stats, I mean, yeah, they could be better, but to be fair, the 2 that you really want there, stand, tackle, and interceptions, they're both 92, 93, so that's very good. With the Guardian that we have on him as well, obviously that improves. Just a side note on that Guardian, by the way, of course, we do bump up the agility to 96. We touch up the ball control, dribbling, composure, they all go to 99. There was no point giving him anything that was going to improve the passing because he's already got 99 short passing, 94 vision. There's not really any scope there to make it better, so I thought, well, I'll give him plus 10 agility, make the defensive stats more desirable. The physicals are incredible. 99 strength, 93 aggression, 91 jumping. What's wrong with it? We've left out the elephant in the room. 71 stamina. That is definitely the most standout what the actual EA Sports have you done there. That is something that we'll talk about. Something that you may be surprised by, but we'll talk more about that. That's the team I use. I'm quite happy that I've managed to get all 3 of the new League SBC cards in the same team. More so than anything else is that I can review them all at the same time, which is exactly what I did. Of course, I switched that team around no end, twisted it inside out basically. 4-2-3-1, Dembele and Gossens as the 2 central midfield players or box-to-box in a 4-2-3-1. And then Bergwijn was kind of like he did play wing for a bit of it, and then I put him up top, and well, you have to check the review out later on to see how he got on and all the rest of it. But we're here to talk about Dembele. So without talking about the elephant in the room just yet, let's talk about what is good and what is bad about the card. So there isn't really anything to say that is bad. Obviously, it would be really nice if he had a 4-star weak foot. That is definitely something that pops up as being slightly irritating. 4-star skills it's nice to have, but I would much rather have 4-star weak foot, 3-star skills on a player like this because, as I say, used him as a sort of CDM / box-to-box midfielder in a 4-2-3-1. He did get forward now and again, medium work rates, and obviously there's the goal that he scored, and I think he scores another one as well. But he does get forward a little bit, but nothing too crazy. He is actually on stay back while attacking, so anytime he did get forward, it was sort of me encouraging him to go forward. So yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned about him sort of trotting out of position. His positioning is decent. I mean, with a Guardian makes it even better, takes it up to 99, and you can rely on that as well. He'll be basically there whenever you need him. He was actually a very good, reliable CDM. His tackling was incredibly good, very nice and clean, got the ball. I would say 9.5 times out of 10 when he went in for a challenge, he'd come out with the ball. He didn't feel incredible on the ball or anything like it in terms of agility. His ball control is nice, and his passing is really good. Like, you could definitely rely on that. But in terms of his like mobility and such, I wouldn't necessarily be relying on it. And if you get a touch of bad gameplay, you are going to be in a touch of bother more than anything else, because you just can't react quick enough. He doesn't have that insanely high balance, agility, reaction stats that obviously the meta calls for. So just be aware of that. But all in all, to be fair, this is a very good card. It's very well rounded. You can use it in a number of different positions, and he does most things very well indeed. So let's start talking about a couple problems. I mean, obviously, Lynx being the first. Obviously, unless you have some Chinese league players linking him, you're going to be relying on icons and Belgian players. Now, fortunately, there are quite a few good Belgian cards in the game. Nainggolan, De Bruyne, Hazard. Okay, Hazard doesn't have a team of the season, but the other two do, and there are some others besides. You could have chosen that Carrasco League SBC card, and not League SBC, what is it? Season Objective. So many different card types in this game this year, I lose track. But the Season Objective, there was a Carrasco, few people chose it. It was actually a very good card. Don't know how good it would be sort of compared to Team of the Season cards, but still, you could have chosen that. And then you'll have a relatively decent soft link into Dembele. There are other cards as well, of course, that link into him. So it's not the worst card in the world for links. It's not like an Adrissi, where a Moroccan playing in the Dutch league. I mean, that's a nightmare. So you do have some decent soft links, because the Belgian nation in FIFA is not too bad. But in terms of like solid links, you are going to be heavily reliant on those CSL Team of the Season cards, that's for sure. Very well worked in, a great goal, nice drag backs, good finish, nice strong left foot. But it's been 7.5 minutes, and I've not really touched upon the big issue that a lot of people will find with this card, the stamina. How did he fare, and at what minute did I think I need to take him off? Well, I'm more than happy to sit down and admit when a player looks amazing but the stamina's a problem. And I'm more than happy to admit when I'm wrong. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the way that I play the game. Maybe it was the instructions that I had on him. Maybe it was the lack of movement that I played. I don't know what it was. But I didn't have to sub him off once, and not once did I think, oh, I'd like to take him off now, but I'll keep him on for the review. Normally what happens with a player like this, if they have less than, say, 80 stamina, they start to die off around the 70th minute, maybe even earlier than that in some cases, like Dembele, for example. Normally, if this guy was like a winger or a striker, he would have been taken off around the 65, 70 minute mark without a shadow of a doubt. And you'd think as a box-to-box midfielder that he would be using more energy than he would than anyone else on the pitch almost. But I told him to stay back while attacking, which is not something I did specifically because he has poor stamina. It's just something that I do on my CMs in a 4-2-3-1. So, like I said, he wasn't venturing forward too much, but he did get forward now and again enough to get a couple of goals, and he was involved in a couple of goals. But I didn't once think to myself, his stamina is annoying me, it's a problem, he's now dead on his feet. Obviously, the longer you go on in the game, the slower he's going to get, and that can be a problem given the fact that he wasn't like incredibly fast and agile to begin with. I mean, to be fair, he does have some decent pace on him, but in terms of mobility, like, you know, movement, left stick dribble and things like that, he will feel a little bit slower as the time goes on. And I don't know what it was. Normally, I'm the first to complain about low stamina players and why can't EA boost them up higher, but it wasn't a problem. Just didn't really affect me. And I am going to put it down as a negative. Obviously, you can see it on screen as it's a negative. And I will say that might have been exceptional circumstances. I don't know why, but your mileage may vary. I mean, I would imagine a lot of people have already used him and started complaining about the stamina. But honestly, one thing I was really concerned about. I was like, well, this card's going to be great, but he's just not going to be able to last the test of time, and he's going to be taken off at half-time because he can't stand up anymore. But he was fine. He actually was fine. I didn't overdo it. I wasn't giving him the ball every 5 minutes. I was just playing normally, and obviously I was reviewing 3 players in the same team, so it was obviously divided between the 3, sort of my attention. But not once did I think, yeah, need to take him off now because he's dead on his feet. In terms of whether I think you should do this or not, I mean, it does kind of come down to personal preference. Can he fit your team? As far as a super sub is concerned, I mean, yeah, okay, a nice utility sub if you end up doing the league naturally and you've only got maybe 1 or 2 teams left, you didn't realise, and you pick the card up for like 20, 30k. Sure, put him on your bench, bring him on every now and again when you need that sort of solid midfield addition. And yeah, that's probably going to be the situation you want to use him in. I would doubt that most people would want to start Dembele. A, because of the stamina, and then for the other few reasons, you know, weak foot and things like that. You don't want to have to deal with that the full 90 minutes. Bringing him on half-time, 60, 70 minutes to sort of shore up your midfield, actually not a bad idea. You can maybe even pop him in there as a centre-back, and you won't have to worry too much about that stamina then. So, yeah, I mean, there are options, but there probably are better options on the market. If you have enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.